In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you my newest iron farm design, which is full of several new features. It is more compact than previous versions, features an iron block auto crafter to save you 9 times the amount of storage space that you're using now, and secures the villagers with no gaps in between them, so your trading area can be smaller and look neater. To make this farm easier for you to build, the material list is on screen for you right now, and you can download the world, structure file, and holoprint by clicking the link in the description down below. Iron farms are easy to mess up, so stick around until the end where I will explain some final important information that you need to know. Also, I recommend you join my Discord channel if you ever have problems with any farms that you make, whether they be made by myself or somebody else or any other Minecraft questions for that matter. We have a help section that you can ask your questions and the community can chime in to help you out with whatever you may need. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and tell YouTube by clicking the like button and subscribing to the channel right now. Okay, so first for our iron farm is where can you put it? Well, we're in a super flat world right now. You're not going to put it there probably, but it can really go anywhere. But there cannot be anything the game considers to be a village within about 96 blocks of the farm that you're placing down. So do not put it within 96 blocks of another village or even a bed or a workstation until this farm is 100% complete, because we do not want other beds and other workstations trying to become part of the village that we're going to make, which is how an iron farm works. But I'll tell you at the end of the video here where and when you can put down extra beds and extra work blocks and that sort of thing. But first, again, anywhere that's outside of those areas, we can build our farm. So I'm going to give you 2 different heights here where you're going to actually start building this farm. If I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this 5th block right here, this is where our villagers are going to be standing. This is going to be villager level. If I go up a 6, 7, 8, and 9, this block right here is going to be where my ground floor for my iron golems is. So if you want your villagers to be at ground level, you're going to have 4 blocks below that point where some of your redstone stuff's going to go. And then 3 blocks above that point is going to be where your golems spawn. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mark the center of my farm here actually with a campfire, because we're going to have a campfire be the center of our farm. This will kill the cats that the farm generates, and we can get string from the cats. If you don't want the cats to die, that's fine. Just go ahead and put like a lower half slab, because the campfire is not needed for any purpose other than killing the cats. But do not put a solid block here. Put a bottom slab like this, or it can even be a hopper. Now, the size of our platform here, we're going to go out this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we're going to make a platform that is 8 blocks in each direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're going to make a big square platform that is going to be total 17 by 17 blocks wide. So again, this platform is 17 blocks across by 17 blocks across with the campfire in the middle. Now we're going to go up, and we're going to go out 2, and we're going to make a ring of these 2 blocks going all the way around that. And then we're going to make one last ring going around above that. This is just going to be kind of your wall to hold in all of the water. Now, we need to get our signs in the middle that's going to hold our lava that we're going to put in. Actually, just for fun, let me get this orange stained glass here really quick, because I'm going to make this a little bit easier for you guys to understand when you look at it than I have in the past. So I'm going to place down a sign right here. And then I'm also going to place down another sign on top of that sign right there, just like that. I'm going to place a sign here on the front side of that, and a sign here on the back side. You place a sign on another side by just crouching. I'm going to place a sign on the sides of each one of these signs, and then on the sides of each one of these signs. Now, my lava is going to end up going right here. This is just for visual representation. You don't need to place these blocks down, although you can. It might help you. On top of each one of these signs is where our lava is going to end up sitting. We need to trap that lava in so it doesn't flow out. To do that, place a sign on the side of one of the signs that's already there, and then get above. You can actually just get up here if you want to. Crouch down and place a sign on top of that. Place a sign on the side of this guy right here, and then surround these blocks, these temporary blocks you've placed down with signs. You'll see here, that's what I'm doing. I'm just surrounding these blocks with signs. And this should be the last one. Yep, because this one's on that block, that one's on that block. So now I can take these out. I can take a lava bucket. I can place lava right here in the center. And you'll see it will flow outwards and it'll stop right there. The signs hold it in. Don't worry about the fire there. It's not going to hurt anything. Signs in Bedrock Edition do not burn. Next thing we need to do is we need to get water in here. Go ahead and put down blocks across here. Go 4 and then 3. And just fill in all the corners right like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. Now, we need to get water sources all the way around and then one up on top in the corner. The easiest way to do that is place down some temporary blocks of any type to block in your water right here while you place it. That way you can make water sources. You'll see here, I've put myself in survival mode so you can more accurately see how this will look for you. I'm gonna place a water bucket right there and a water bucket right here. That will make this a water source block. I can now pick that one up and move it down. Pick it up, move it down. And I can go all the way around just like this. So I only needed 2 water buckets to get this thing started. And now I can infinitely go around. And then I will also end up placing water in these corners as well. Once you have all of the water in, take out those temporary blocks, and then you will have a nice water flow going right to the center of the farm and where the campfire is. Boom, the floor is all done. This part's good to go. Now the fun part of going down below. Next thing we're going to do is the beds. So here's how iron farms work. For a village, anytime you have a bed and a villager, that's just called a village by the game. We're going to create a village, and a village has to have a minimum of 20 beds and 10 villagers to spawn iron golems. If it has those 2 things, iron golems will spawn. There's a couple of other things too. I'll get to those in a second. But those 2 things are your basis to have iron golems spawn inside of your village. Now, you can have more than 20 beds and more than 10 villagers, and that can potentially increase rates of your farm. We are actually going to do 40 beds and 40 villagers here. Here's how it breaks down. 10 villagers is the minimum requirement. 20 villagers is really good. Probably what most people are going to want to go for. You get a little bit of an increase, a decent increase in rates if you go from 20 villagers to 30 villagers. And then if you go to 40 villagers, you get a little bit faster iron farm production versus the 30. Anything more than 40, you get no speed increase to how fast the iron farm is. You just simply get more villagers to trade with. So we're going to do 40 here, and there's a pretty easy layout that you need to know about. So I'm going to go down here. I'm going to get rid of this for now. I'm going to go out and I'm going to make this, let's see, a 3x3 or by 4 or 5x5. Actually, go around one more time. This is going to be a 7x7 platform for beds to go on. We're going to take our beds. We're going to place them in a circle around here. We have 20 beds on this layer. Why have we laid them out that way? Because iron golems spawn in relation to where the pillow of the bed is. So we've laid them that way because it keeps the pillows of the bed as close to the center of the farm as possible, meaning that we can have the farm be a little bit smaller in size. Imagine again, I'm going to go up a little bit so I don't have stuff in my way. If this is our center bed of our village, iron golems can spawn up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks away from that bed. So if we end up with a bed way out here, this could at some point become the center of our village, which means we would have to make our farm larger. We don't want to do that. We want the farm to be as small as possible. So all of our beds are facing as close to the center of the farm as possible. They don't go more than 2 blocks away from center. Okay. Now we're going to repeat what we did here down below. So I'm going to actually, let's see, I'm going to go down 2 blocks. And then I'm going to do this just like we had. Oh, did I not do this in the right spot? I did not. This is our center. And what you'll see is I could do the same thing as before. Okay, the next part is going to be the collection and the crafter. And I thought it would be easier to show you everything already placed down. So that way we can go over exactly what it is and how it works. So we have our hopper line coming down. And then I have arrows on the hoppers here so you can see what's going on. This hopper's pointing left, this hopper's pointing left, and this hopper's pointing left. We're facing the back side of where we're going to put our chest down, okay? So you go down a hopper, left 3, and then underneath the second hopper, you have a hopper facing forward. And then there's nothing in front of that. And then another hopper facing forward in front of that, okay? This is an item filter that we have set up. This is how you set up the filter. You put the block beside that third hopper down right there. You have a comparator reading out from the second hopper down. And inside of that, you're going to have 41 of the item that you want to filter, iron ingots in this case, and then 4 of any item that is not going to be running through the system. It is usually best to name the item that is in here. That way, nothing can accidentally get thrown in and mess up your system. But make sure you have 1 in each of those other 4 slots. Then we go into a solid block right here with a glass block beside it. We go diagonally down a solid block, and then the one that the comparator's on top of, diagonally down a solid block again. Redstone dust, redstone dust, redstone dust, torch, and repeater. And this is how you make an item filter. They're pretty simple in how they work, and that's going to take out all of your iron. It's going to allow all of the iron to pass through down here, while anything that's not iron will make its way down here. I'll demonstrate in just a second. And then in front of this bottom hopper, it's actually facing into a crafter. That crafter is facing, if I'm facing the chest now, facing the other direction, that crafter is facing the right. Beside that crafter, we have a target block. And then to the left side of that crafter, we have a basic comparator repeater clock. So we have a comparator, a repeater on 2 ticks. It is important to have 2 ticks. If you don't, you may end up getting some iron nuggets in the system. And then redstone looping around. And then we're going to leave this comparator right here in its normal mode, not in subtract mode. And then we are going to have another comparator facing into it with a crafter right there. And then that crafter is going to have all 9 of these buttons pressed. See these little buttons? You want to have all of those pressed so they're all white. Now, what's going to happen is every single time we have iron coming through the system here, I'm gonna put like a couple stacks in here for you guys to just be able to see it all flow through. I'm just gonna put it all up here. So we have iron, 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 and then we have poppies. We'll go through the system as well. Now what happens is the iron will be allowed to pop down into this hopper right here, the filter hopper. When it does, the whole item filter unlocks and lets the iron go down, and the iron gets to flow into here. And it only triggers off when there's 9 iron ingots in here, and it allows it to make an iron block. You see the iron blocks are going in right there. So this is just filling up with iron. It is making our iron blocks. And then eventually, once all of our iron is done getting through the system here, I'm going to take this out. Then our poppies are starting to go in. Now our poppies, they cannot go into this because this is full. The filter's full. So the poppies will actually travel down here, and then travel over. There's no hoppers under here, and then they'll go into these chests here. So anything that's not iron will go into these 2 sets of chests because it just follows on down and then goes into the chest here, and all of the iron itself goes into the crafter here, and it makes its way into the iron block chests. Now, next thing we need to do is we need to make a place for our villagers to go. And we need at least one, but in this case, it's going to pretty much be all of them, to be within a certain range of the beds. That way they can detect the beds, a village gets made, and iron golems will spawn in. So what I'm going to do is I want to keep them from being able to get to the bed. So I'm going to go down 3 blocks here, and I'm just going to surround all the beds here. That way nothing can get to them. I don't want anything to get to them. The villagers don't need to see the beds. They don't need to have access to the beds. They just need to be close enough to the beds. Okay, once that's done, now we can give ourselves a floor. And I think we'll make this floor go all the way around. We're going to go 5 blocks thick for the floor all the way around. Okay, next thing we're going to do, and you can set this up any way that you want to. This is how I'm going to set it up. Remember, we have 40 beds, so we can have 40 villagers. So I'm going to give myself room for 40 villagers. We're going to put a little wall just like connecting up, I think right here would be fine. This will kind of be a divider wall. And then I'm going to have 5 sets of villagers, or 5 villagers on this side. 3, 4, 5. And 5 villagers on this side. So the villagers are going to stand. The villagers are going to stand here, and their profession blocks are going to go here. And then what I want is I want to have rails down where the villagers are going to go, because we're actually going to secure them in rails. So I'm just going to do this on this side. Now this is the easy side. Rails can be a huge pain in the butt. They worked fine right there, but if I were to try to do the same thing on this side right here, so let's just go up like this, just like I did over there earlier. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And I try to do the same thing here. Look what happens. The rails turn. I can't have them facing that way, this way for what we're doing. They need to face this direction. So easy trick that you can do is I'm just going to bring these 2 out 1 block further. So I can do this, and then this, and then I can get rid of these. You see how I did that? Here, I'll do it one more time for you. So I'm going to give myself an extra run here and here, and I'm going to have 3, 3, and then 1, 1, and 1. You can just alternate them back and forth like that. That's a super easy way to get past the little issue that we were having. Okay, next thing we need to do is just box these areas in. That way when we get our villagers in here, they can go in. The mine carts that we put down don't get knocked out. The villagers don't fall out, etc. And once all that's down, it's probably going to start getting dark in here. Definitely do not want zombies to spawn. Also, now is a good time to give yourself a way to get down below to where your storage is going to be. And then you could decorate this area however it is that you want to, but you would probably just make this some type of like room, and then maybe even give yourself a little doorway to get to the back in case you need to mess with any of the redstone at any point. But just give yourself a little like ladder or scaffolding would be great here. Do a little bit of that pretty easy. Now, if we want to get up and down, we could just go up and down pretty easy to get to our storage. If you like playing Minecraft with others, want to play your Minecraft world from several different devices, or you want more customization options, higher render distances, and better performance than a Minecraft realm, then a server from Sparkedhost is what you're looking for. I've been using Sparkedhost for almost 2 years myself, and I host several large servers with them, and my personal experience with them has been great. Having a Minecraft server means your world is always on, allowing you and your friends to connect and play anytime they want. And unlike realms, you can increase the render distance so you can see further away, have more than 10 players connected at once, and remove the need to impose as many rules on server members to try and reduce lag. You can also manage your server from any web browser and even give admin access to other people to help you with managing the server. Sparkedhost has tons of server options to fit your needs that range in price from as low as $1.50 per month, with many options above that depending on what you're doing on the server and how many players you're looking to handle. If you're unsure of what exactly you need, you can use the live chat support on their website, and they will guide you to what will be best suited for you. And not only do they have Minecraft servers, but they also host servers for a large variety of games that you can browse through on their website. Look in the description below and click on my Sparkedhost link, and be sure to use code PROWL at checkout. So once you've gotten to this point, now it's time to get some villagers in. You can do one of two things. You can either move all of the villagers in from a villager breeder you have somewhere, bringing in all 40 adult villagers that are not nitwits into the area. Or you could do my preferred way, which is I like to just let them breed in here. So let me show you what that looks like. It's Pretty simple. Just get the 2 villagers in here, whichever way you want to. I have great videos for moving villagers if you want to check that out. But just go ahead and give them about 2 rows. I think they'll take a total of 18 stacks of food. So just get them those stacks of food and then just give them a little bit of time and these guys will start breeding. They are within range of the beds because the beds they're just right here. These guys, if they'll get a little bit closer, come on. There we go. They'll start breeding. And the lovely thing about villagers is they will breed up to the number of beds in the area. So if we just let these guys do their thing, they will breed up to 40 villagers exactly. Now, you do have to wait before golems start spawning, and really before you even start putting the villagers in the places where they need to go. You need to wait for all the babies to grow to adults, and you also need to see if any of those babies grow into nitwits, which are the guys in green. We can't have any guys in green here. And apparently there's some kind of like additional bug in bet. These guys just breed right away. I always thought they would take a minute to breed again, but they're breeding immediately. So that's actually pretty good. It means we're going to get our villagers up nice and quick. And then as these guys grow up, as the babies grow up, if any of them are nitwits, we will just the nitwits and we're going to let this occur, let everything work its way out until there are 40 villagers here. Okay, now that you have all 40 villagers in the area, now we need to lay down our profession blocks. Now, you could put down whatever professions you want here. It really does not matter. But I would say if you wanted to be able to get enough villagers to fully trade and get all enchanted gear, you may want as many as 20 lecterns down for 20 librarians. So we're going to go ahead and put down 20 lecterns. Now, for everything that's not the librarians, what I would recommend you do before you put down the next profession blocks is put down a row of solid blocks in front of where those are going to go. And I'm going to show you why here in just a moment. So once we have those down, then we want to have probably our smithing blocks next. I always recommend you have at least 10 smithing blocks put down because the smithing blocks will give you villagers that can trade you emeralds for iron. You have an iron farm here. It's going to be making a lot of iron for you. You give yourself an easy way to get emeralds if you can trade that iron for emeralds. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put down, let's do 1, 2, 3 of the smithing tables. Let's put down 1, 2, 3, 4 of the grindstones. And let's put down 1, 2, 3 blast furnaces. And then for the other 10 that we have room for, again, put down whatever you want to, but I'm going to put down stone cutters. That way we can trade with the masons to get ourselves quartz, get ourselves andesite or diorite or whatever, and get ourselves terracotta as well. We'll get all of those things. Now, the fun part. The way the villagers work, sometimes they'll make it easy, sometimes they won't, where they will just go and stand on top of the profession block that they belong to, and they will look straight down at it. If you see a villager doing that, they belong to that profession block, and we want them to stay in front of only their block. We have to trap them in the right spot. If we don't, the farm is going to break. So I'm going to make this super easy for you. You're going to take your time on this, but this is what you're going to want to do. These guys, they're pushing each other around. We don't know who belongs to what sometimes. So if we're a little unsure, we're going to watch out. Like this guy, he's looking at this. I'm going to put this down right here. I'm going to push him into it. Boom. That is now his. And every time I can tell for sure that somebody belongs to a block, I'm going to push them into a cart that I placed down there. This guy's looking at this one, so I'm going to put that down there. I'm going to push him into it. And I'm going to keep doing this until everybody is in a spot. Let me do a librarian to show you. He's looking at that one, so I'm going to place this down and just push him in. And now that we have everybody in place, I can take out these extra blocks. If you have any extra villagers, which you shouldn't, but if you do, kill them because you don't want more than 40. It'll break your farm. And now I should, any moment now, start getting iron golems to spawn. And there we go. There is our first iron golem. Now, this farm with 40 villagers should get about 420 iron per hour. There's nothing that makes these farms really faster or slower, other than a couple of things. The number of villagers that you have, we already went over that. The number of spawning spots that we're using 100% of them. So we're using all of our spawning spots that are available. And then how fast you kill the golems. If you can kill them fast enough to where there's never 4 of them alive with 40 villagers, then you're killing them fast enough and it doesn't matter. So we're going to get about 420 iron per hour with this farm. We have a way to get ourselves down bottom to all of our iron blocks that are going to be generated by the farm. And then whenever we want to trade, we can just grab a stack of iron blocks, go up the chute here, trade with these guys over here, get ourselves iron, and use that to buy all of our enchantments from all of these villagers or to buy whatever else we want to with. This is a really nice like emerald farm, XP farm, trading hall, and iron farm all in one. Now, I have a couple of final things I need to talk to you about before we're done, because odds are a decent percent of you're going to try to build this and something's not going to work right because you forgot one of the steps. If for some reason you are not getting golems spawning, here's the things you need to do or check to get them to start spawning again if they stopped, or for the first time if they're not spawning yet. So number one, make sure all villagers are working, aka making sure that they are at their proper workstations. How will you know if they're not at their proper workstations? You'll see little angry squiggly signs or whatever pop up above the villager's head and above the workstation. You can try to release just that one villager by breaking his minecart and get them resorted. But if you do it all right the first time, that should not be an issue. Next, make sure there are no villagers linked to beds or workstations outside of the farm area. Meaning that like I don't have a bed somewhere over here or a workstation somewhere over here, and those things are what the villager linked to instead of the ones that I wanted them to, which is why I told you in the beginning to make sure that you remove all of those things before you start building and putting together your farm. So if you find those things there after you've already built your farm, that's fine. Break all of those external beds and all of those external workstations and just give the game a full day. Like let it do a full day-night cycle, wait, and it should fix itself. Now, if that doesn't work and you still are not having golems and or cats spawn, and you've given the game plenty of time, you've given it a few days and everything else looks good, here's what you could try to do. You could try to go in here, break all of the beds. After you break all of the beds, log off the world and log back in to kind of let the world reset itself. Also, go like 100 blocks away and then come back, like maybe 200 blocks away. Just get far enough away to where this area can unload. Wait a couple minutes, put the beds back down exactly how you did the first time, nothing different. You should have the villagers linked to it, and after you get all the beds back down, the villager should link up, the village will have reset itself, and everything will be working fine. And then finally, I told you guys I would tell you this. Well, when can I put down beds and other stuff to be able to use for myself? I want to be able to do stuff. So you can put down a bed for yourself to use now. But if you gave villagers food and you let them breed, they will probably start breeding again, one villager at a time, because they want to fill up this bed. That's okay. If you want to let that one villager live and roam around in here, let him do it. It won't hurt anything as long as this bed stays there. As long as there is 41 beds and 41 villagers, the extra villager is not going to hurt anything. You can give him a workstation if you want to. Or you can kill that baby villager and keep killing the baby villagers so they keep breeding until they stop breeding. Then you can have a bed down. You can have as many beds as you want down, anywhere you want to. It's not going to hurt anything unless you go too far outside of the area. What is too far outside of the area? More than 11 blocks above or below the beds you have now, and more than 29 blocks in any direction from the beds you have now. If you go any more than that, let's say I put a bed, let's just call this 50 blocks out. Well, then what might happen, maybe not right away, but at some point, what might happen is this bed gets added to this village, and then the village boundary will stretch to include this bed, and then the center of where your iron golems will spawn won't be here anymore. It could be right here. It's going to stretch over to include that bed. You're going to have a new village center, and then you're going to have iron golems spawning on this, or spawning outside of this even. So you have to be careful. Within 29 blocks horizontally, within 11 blocks vertically. You can try to put the stuff out there anyway, but if you start to have issues, you may have to go through those troubleshooting steps of breaking all your beds and resetting the village. Same thing goes with these guys. You can now start to put these down. Maybe you want to have a stone cutter down to use. Maybe you want to have other profession blocks around to use. Just follow the same rules and you'll be fine. Anyways, as you can see, this thing is cranking out iron already. These golems are going non-stop and it's a beautiful thing to see. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of video where you not only get the tutorial, but I tell you how to not mess it up and how to fix it if you do mess it up, and you like this sort of thing where you get all sorts of stuff all in one, let me know down in the comments below. Click the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Those let me and the YouTube algorithm know that I'm doing a good job and that you want to see more, and they help support the channel. Appreciate you guys for watching today. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.